Algorand staking rewards seem to have worked, or at least that's what the node totals will tell us, because Algorand nodes overtook the number of nodes on Ethereum. So we're going to look into what happened there. Plus, Ghetto Pigeons gets approved for the Google Play Store. That's a game on Algorand. When.tools updates its UI. It looks really slick, and we're going to talk about what people use that for. Alpha Arcade adding more features, more categories, including predicting Solana failures. Super interesting. And we're going to look at the Algorand governance voting, which is now live. So we will talk about that, all that on today's Frugal BC. By the way, guys, if you don't mind, love it if you'd hit that like and subscribe button. Now remember, you don't have to smash it, you just press it gently and it works just fine that way too. We also have channel membership starting at only $1, and we have special videos for channel members at higher tiers, so go check that out on the join tab. And we are brought to you by non-fungible domains. They give you that .algo address, which makes doing everything in Algorand so much easier. One of my favorite companies in the Algorand space, and you can check them out in the link below. Vaults and segments, lots of cool features. That's non-fungible domains. And we are brought to you by Marcus Aurelius, a meme coin and NFT project on the Algorand blockchain. They are spreading the word about stoicism, which I think is so cool. And they got a little kitty cat who's playing the Roman emperors. So I really love the project. I love what they're doing. So check them out. Check out their Telegram group down below. And big thanks to our sponsors. But let's get to today's show. So first off, Ghetto Pigeons approved for the Google Play Store. We reported that they were under consideration, and it looks like they're in. So why don't we dive into this piece of news? So Ghetto Pigeon says, and this is a play daring game, really interesting look, kind of looks a little bit like Fortnite from what I've seen. Regrets, your app has been granted Google Play production access. You applied for Google Play production access for your Ghetto Warzones game, and this has now been granted. So production is where you make the app available to billions of users on Google Play. That's a lot of users. This is kind of what it looks like a little bit. Like I said, kind of a Fortnite, but you're playing as these little pigeon dudes. And I believe you buy an NFT, and then that lets you play in the game, which is how the Astro Explorer works. I think that's probably the best way to handle these types of games, is you just buy the asset and that gives you access to the game. Not this like pre-sales and trying to sell you a new NFT all the time that get more and more expensive to help you get a little edge in the game. Not looking at anybody, Gala. And yeah, I think it's a cool announcement. I still need to check it out. I really need to dive into this, so maybe I will try this weekend. But moving on, When.tools made a major UI update, and it looks pretty great. And also, like, I think it's good to shout out the tools that they actually offer to the community. So why don't we take a look? Major updates, says When.tools. We have polished redesign of the website thanks to Mars Comics. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He does some pretty cool comics, NFTs in the Algorand space. Anyway, here's the things you can do, and this is what it looks like, which I think is great. This looks really awesome. And what we just go to the full thing. Here's all the things you can do: asset add, opt-in assets in bulk, simple send, easily mass send assets to a single or an asset to multiple wallets. Vault sends, easily mass send assets to a single or an asset to multiple NFD vaults. Asset remove, destroy, all these things. Like if you're running a coin, these are all things that you would really like. Even asset clawback, which is pretty cool. Airdropping, simple airdrop. And the cool thing with airdrops now on Paro Wallet is that you can get you can actually opt out, and then that destroys the coin and you get a little bit of Algorand if you destroy an airdrop project that comes to your asset inbox. So I think that's pretty neat. Some other things: simple batch mint, simple update, ARC69 collection mint. Yeah, just a ton of options. I believe these are all for NFTs, right? Am I correct about that? And he's got a nice little cartoon there. That's cool, I guess. Next up, Alpha Arcade offers more features, and that includes prediction markets around when and how Solana will fail. Crazy, but let's take a look at pointing to the fence there a little bit. So I don't know if you guys know, Alpha Arcade is made by the same company that makes Lofty AI. We finna have a whole category for predicting Solana failures: failed transaction count over under, fees paid for failed transactions over under, amount rugged from people over under, time of next outage, etc. So lots of stuff going on. MJ says, for real? It looks like it. And this is after someone named David said, I heard Sol charges people for failed transactions, and failed transactions occur double the amount of successful transactions. I thought it was like a 40% failure rate is what I'd always heard, but and successful transactions are a fraction of the voting transactions. So recorded stats about TPS are massive representative. Anyway, I don't know if they're live yet. I don't see that. I see Algorand above 32 cents by March 7th. It looks like 50 50-50 on that. Will Trump put new tariffs on Mexico by March 6th? Isn't that true now? Because didn't they do that? Will Bitcoin price on March 7th be above 85K? Only 54% say yes. We got something about Arsenal and Real Madrid. Got a little bit of football going on there. Will Trump say crypto Bitcoin during address to Congress? I think that's probably a good buy. Actually, I think he for sure will, but we'll see. If I really had conviction, I'd put it out there. Now I'll be honest, I really got to play around with this because I have no idea how this works. I heard the Alpha Arcade people talk on the Foundation podcast, and I still don't. I've never played around with prediction markets. I've looked at their, I've tracked them, like during the election especially. They did pretty well, and betting markets usually do pretty well on elections, better than polling, I think. Oh, it's interesting stuff anyway. Yeah, crypto here, but nothing about Solana yet. Well, Algorand governance voting is live, and if you missed my video with Adri from the Foundation talking about the future of governance, I highly recommend going back and watching it. It was on a live stream, and then I pulled out one little clip from it, but it's at the beginning of the live stream, so I definitely encourage you to take a look if you're interested in the bigger discussion there. Also had Mikkel from the Foundation. I was unfamiliar with him, but I've known Adri for a while. But anyway, voting is live. Time to vote. Governance period 14 voting session is open. This quarter's measures will help shape the new XGov Council, which is something I talked with Adri about when she was on the channel. I think it's very, very interesting. And Mingo asking about changing the wording. I voted incorrect without realizing that the title question leads you to an opposite answer from the actual question. Well, we'll dive into that because she says no, you can't. And there's a couple things I talked to her about, but this is one of the things I talked about. I said you definitely should not have the results available because it influences people's votes. We argued about that a little bit. Anyway, disclosure of council candidates' names. And this is something I talked with her too, because one of the things that they're putting up about this new XGov Council, which will make decisions for the council, but they're not necessarily XGov people. I might actually try to run for this, so keep that in mind. To ensure the integrity of XGov Council, all applicants must complete the Know Your KYC process with the Algorand Foundation before the council election begins. So we kind of talked about this because I said, well, there's a lot of people who provide valuable info and they don't necessarily want to have their names made public. So I said, is that going to be in general that it's out there or just to the foundation? They said it would actually go to the foundation. So the foundation would know, but not the outside group. So looks like people are pretty okay with that. Again, I just don't think this should be here. Let's see. Okay, allowing council members grant proposals. The Algorand community is actively debating whether XGov council members should be able to submit proposals. Should council members be allowed to submit grant proposals? Well, that seems like I would actually say no, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm a little surprised. That seems pretty straightforward. I don't understand. He said measure 2, right? Oh, 3. Oh, sorry, 3. Okay, we'll get to that. Voting on the grant proposals. You must vote on this measure. Okay, yeah. Regardless, if measure 2 is approved, should council members with XGov voting power abstain from voting? I see. I can see why someone would, if they just thought, should you be able to vote? And it's actually asking, should you abstain? So I would say yes. It looks like most people said yes, you should abstain. I agree with that one. Approving council remuneration. Should council members receive remuneration for their work? Yes. Actually, 5,000 algo is beating 10,000 algo right now. So they actually want it a little lower, but it's pretty close, neck and neck. So you can still influence that one. Again, and I really, since I have to show these on screen, there's no way to not talk about the results, but I really think, they disagreed with me. I really think this shouldn't be in here. I don't think people should know the results before the vote is done, because I think it influences people. So if I was going to vote no, I might be like, well, it's not going to win anyway. Why should I even bother voting? Which is the reason why it's generally considered a best practice in voting systems not to reveal votes beforehand. In fact, if you go to a Twitter poll, it doesn't show you even if they hid this in a way that doesn't show you until after the vote is finished, I think would be better. If you voted and then it showed you after you voted, I think that'd be okay. I'd actually rather it not be on there at all, but that's just me. Okay, but last but not least, so Algorand made this play where they were going to incentivize nodes. We're all aware of this. Node staking went live about a month ago, and the idea behind it is because, and John Woods talked about this, there weren't enough people actually participating in making nodes. Yeah, I think it was like 100 some maybe at the time, which is wild. Maybe about 100 some nodes, and they wanted more people to make nodes. And well, the question is, would those incentives make a difference? The answer is yes, it did. Let's why don't we dive into this now? I thought this was going to happen. I thought this was going to happen by the end of the year. I did not expect this so soon, but there's a reason. So if we look at this, monk.algo posted this: breaking news, Algorand surpasses Ethereum's node count. And you see there's 4,719. And the reason I was surprised is because I thought the number of nodes was much higher previously. Yeah, it turns out 3905 is all the nodes. There was actually quite a few more nodes at the beginning of the year when Algorand staking went live. And that's why it was number 2. So they dropped a lot. And I wonder, I got to think at least some of these people, I don't know how many, I got to think at least some of these people went over to the Algorand. Let's see if it's still true, because this is a little bit old. Oh, it went way back up actually. So now it's actually back to Ethereum being more. So I guess what we're going to see is this is probably going to flip a lot. I didn't realize it would be that's a big jump. That's like double. That's crazy. Not quite double, but like almost double. Like, wow, probably like 75% increase. It kind of makes you wonder, why did they decrease so much? But they've been sitting around, around 6,500 typically. And then there's these dips, but this big dip yesterday was huge. And now it is back up. It is back up. So yeah, something to keep in mind, that these things are probably going to fluctuate, but I think there's a good chance by the end of the year that Algorand will solidly be ahead in number of nodes. And there's a comment in here I think is really funny. Oh yeah, someone named Dickopedia saying not accurate. Monk.algo says check source, which we did. Cloud says you literally put the link in the post. Hard to accept reality. Dude, no one uses Algorand. Crazy how no one uses it but has more nodes. Ghost chain, bro. Some of the comments are just so dumb. So this question, how is it that Algo Foundation hasn't posted about this? Probably because I think they realized it was a dip and probably would change again, but they did at least briefly overtake them in number of nodes. And I think that will change a lot. I think what you'll see is by the end of the year that Algorand has far more nodes. And either way, it's been in number 2. Got the dude going on here. But not too many. You don't get as many of those posts anymore. Well, anyway, that is all I got for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. Otherwise, stay safe out there. I'm FrugalBC. Make sure to tune in, because we're going to try to live stream the crypto summit, assuming that happens the way we were told it's going to happen. So keep an eye out for that on Friday. Otherwise, more videos to come, and stay safe out there. I'm FrugalBC, and I will see you in the future.